Quiero saber cómo estás, qué sentís.
No puedo levantar la mirada, lo siento. Estoy muy emocionado. Qué grupo de jugadores, hermano. Ya está, me tengo que ir, dejá.
Nobody expected the biggest story of the 2026 World Cup to begin after the final whistle. What looked like the end of an unforgettable tournament quickly turned into days of controversy, accusations, and questions that refused to go away. Before the World Cup final, Lionel Messi stepped onto the field wearing custom boots with the words "The Last Tango" written on the sole. After 120 exhausting minutes, he sat alone on the grass at MetLife Stadium, legs stretched out in front of him, watching Spain celebrate an extra-time victory. As the reality of the defeat sank in, the football icon could no longer hold back his emotions. What happened on the field was only the first chapter. Over the following days, football was hit by a wave of shocking developments.
Me duele el alma. Lo siento.
FIFA opened a formal investigation, 2 separate disciplinary cases were launched, a red card seemed to disappear from the record, a heated brawl broke out, a member of the coaching staff allegedly punched a player, and conspiracy theories involving the FBI spread across social media. There were also claims involving a controversial AFA president, reports of threats inside the locker room, and allegations of a secret agreement to ensure a European champion would lift the trophy. The story begins with the 2026 FIFA World Cup final, where Spain's extra-time victory over Argentina became the starting point for one of the most controversial episodes the sport has ever seen. To understand why everything spiraled after the final, you first have to see what unfolded during the match. This was far more than a tense football game. Every challenge, every decision, and every mistake pushed both teams closer to the breaking point. The deadlock finally ended in the 106th minute when Ferran Torres scored with his left foot to give Spain the lead. The move started moments after the second half of extra time began, with Argentina already reduced to 10 players. Lamine Yamal picked up the ball on the right wing before finding Pedro Porro.
You and Lamine Yamal, you guys took this iconic photo when he was a baby. And for you guys both to be going up against one another in his first World Cup final and potentially, hopefully not, your last, is very prophetic. What does that picture mean to you?
No, bueno, Lamine es un grandísimo jugador, el cual seguí muchísimo porque juega en un club al cual amo y le deseo siempre lo mejor y quiero siempre lo mejor. Y nada, es uno de los referentes mundial con 19 años, tiene toda la carrera por delante, tiene una gran oportunidad de conseguir algo histórico, el cual nosotros intentaremos dar el máximo para que no sea esta vez. Y nada, desearle lo mejor. La verdad que esa foto es una locura porque bueno, en la vida, ¿no? Yo me hice una foto cuando él era bebé y que hoy estemos los dos enfrentando una Copa del Mundo.
Porro delivered a cross that nearly drifted beyond the far post, but Nico Williams kept the attack alive by heading it back across goal. Torres met it perfectly with his left foot, and that single finish proved to be the difference. Lionel Messi stayed on the field for more than 120 minutes, but managed only one shot during the match. At the other end, Emiliano Martinez produced an incredible performance, making a record 11 saves in a World Cup final. Even with that effort, Argentina could not keep Spain from finding the breakthrough.
Hey, what's your prediction? Who's going to win the World Cup? What's your prediction?
Well, listen, I think we are seeing here one of the strong teams of
Yeah, I think USA look good out there, don't they?
Look extremely
USA
good.
look good.
Very positively impressed, absolutely.
The turning point had come much earlier. In the 93rd minute, Enzo Fernandez was sent off, forcing Argentina to play the entire extra time period with 10 men. That decision changed the balance of the match and made an already difficult task even harder. When the final whistle sounded, the tension that had been building for 2 hours did not disappear. As Spain's players ran across the pitch to celebrate, emotions from both sides quickly boiled over, setting the stage for scenes that would soon dominate headlines around the world. As Spain's players rushed across the pitch to celebrate, another confrontation was beginning to unfold. Reports claim Spain captain Rodri was struck in the stomach by Argentina defender Nahuel Molina while running toward his teammates. Moments later, Molina confronted Rodri again, as Nicolas Otamendi, his former Manchester City teammate, exchanged heated words with him. That tense exchange quickly became the spark that set everything else in motion. Then, Leandro Paredes entered the middle of the confrontation. During the chaos, television footage appeared to show him grabbing Spain defender Eric Garcia by the throat, an incident that FIFA later confirmed would be reviewed as part of its investigation.
For now, we enjoy still this World Cup in 26, but it's true that 2030 will be a very special World Cup. The World Cup of the centenary, the 100-year celebration of the World Cup. It has to be a fantastic one. We will see if it is still with 48 teams, which has been very successful, or maybe with 64 teams. We will have to discuss that, to analyze that. We will see if we have hydration breaks or not by then. We'll have to analyze and discuss it. We will see if the offside law is going to change or not and give more advantage to the attackers, even though we had record number of goals in this World Cup. We'll see how the World Cup in 2030 in Spain, in Portugal, in Morocco, with celebration matches in Uruguay, Argentina, Paraguay will look like.
The situation continued to escalate as Paredes and Thiago Almada became involved in another clash that ended with Spain midfielder Gavi on the ground. Within seconds, substitutes and members of both coaching staffs had rushed onto the field as both teams tried to pull players apart. Argentina head coach Lionel Scaloni was seen stepping into the crowd, making repeated efforts to calm the situation. Despite those attempts, the disorder continued, with emotions running high on both sides. Then came one of the most talked about moments of the entire controversy. A red card for Paredes briefly appeared on FIFA's official match systems before disappearing a short time later. FIFA later released a short statement confirming that disciplinary matters were under review but did not announce a timeline for the investigation or identify any player by name. Paredes was not shown a red card after the match, although reports suggested he could still face disciplinary action depending on the outcome of the review. The brief appearance and disappearance of that red card quickly became one of the biggest talking points after the final, raising even more questions as the investigation moved forward. But the controversy did not end with the players. Attention soon shifted toward Argentina's coaching staff, where another reported incident added a new layer to an already chaotic night. During the post-match chaos, Argentina assistant coach Roberto Ayala was caught on camera approaching Spain's Dani Olmo and Eric Garcia. Broadcast footage appeared to show Ayala making contact with Olmo during the confrontation, adding another incident for officials to review as attention shifted beyond the players on the field. Ayala later addressed the situation during an interview with Valencia Capital Radio, saying, "I saw there was a brawl in the middle of the pitch, and we rushed over to get our players out of there. I take responsibility for what I did. My intention was to go and separate them, but sometimes things just happen and your heart's racing. Though that's no excuse. Given the position I hold, my behavior has to be different, no matter what I receive." He also said he planned to apologize to Olmo in person. Olmo took a much calmer approach when asked about the incident after the match. The 28-year-old said, "Well, it doesn't matter to us in the end. I think it's also important to think about the values you want to convey to the outside. We are role models for many generations and for many children." With video of the confrontation circulating around the world, the reported incident involving a member of the coaching staff became another major focus of FIFA's review. Instead of celebrating one of football's biggest nights, discussions quickly shifted toward discipline, sportsmanship, and the events that unfolded after the final whistle. The tension did not fade once the players left the field. During the trophy ceremony, another moment involving Argentina drew widespread attention and added even more controversy to an already unforgettable night. After receiving their silver medals from FIFA President Gianni Infantino, Argentina's players became the center of another talking point.
Okay, let me ask you this. Messi or Ronaldo?
Do you have a different question as well, or?
As Spain stepped forward to receive their gold medals and lift the World Cup trophy, television cameras showed several Argentina players facing away from the celebration. With gold confetti falling, more than 80,000 fans inside MetLife Stadium, and millions watching around the world, the images spread almost instantly. At his post-match press conference, an emotional Lionel Scaloni defended his squad, saying his players knew how to handle defeat. His comments sparked debate because the evening had already included a sending off during the match, a heated confrontation after the final whistle, an incident involving a member of the coaching staff, players missing scheduled media appearances, and now the widely discussed scenes during the trophy presentation. Several former players and television analysts were openly critical of what had unfolded. Alan Shearer said, "There is no place or space for that." Gary Neville also condemned the behavior during ITV's coverage, questioning whether match officials had allowed emotions to escalate too far over the course of the tournament. The reactions quickly became part of a much larger conversation about discipline, leadership, and sportsmanship on football's biggest stage. But the controversy did not stop with what happened on the field or during the medal ceremony. In the days that followed, rumors and conspiracy theories spread rapidly across Argentina. Claims involving AFA President Claudio Tapia, the team's locker room, and even references to the FBI began circulating online, taking the story in an entirely new direction as speculation grew far beyond the match itself. Hours before the World Cup final at MetLife Stadium, an unexpected rumor began spreading through Argentine media and across social platforms. According to journalist Eduardo Feynman, there were claims that FBI agents were at the stadium with plans to arrest AFA President Claudio Chiqui Tapia. The report allegedly created concern within Argentina's delegation and was said to have reached members of the squad before kickoff. Additional reports from La Nación and Marca said that US, federal prosecutors and the FBI were examining financial transactions involving the AFA, with claims that hundreds of millions of dollars were part of the broader inquiry. Some reports even suggested investigators could enter Argentina's locker room, although those claims quickly became a major subject of public speculation. After the final, another moment drew intense attention online. Videos of Lionel Messi speaking to his teammates before the match spread rapidly across social media. In the footage, the captain is heard repeating, "Come on guys, calm down. Calm down is the most important thing. Let's stay calm. Let's just think about playing, nothing else. Calm down. Let's forget about everything." Those comments immediately fueled online speculation. Some users wondered whether Messi was simply encouraging his teammates to block out the pressure of a World Cup final, while others connected his words to the rumors circulating before kickoff. One fan wrote, "I need to understand why Messi said, 'Forget everything that happened,' before heading out to the final. What the hell are we missing? What did they do to them?" Another posted, "Honestly, after how weird the whole match was, and now this video pops up, I've got 1,000 doubts." There is no public evidence confirming that Messi's message was related to the reported investigation or any off-field issue. Even so, the timing of the video and the rumors surrounding the final kept the speculation alive long after the match had ended. The legal scrutiny surrounding Claudio Chiqui Tapia had already intensified before the World Cup began. As part of an investigation into the alleged non-payment of Social Security contributions, a judge reportedly issued a travel restriction involving the AFA president. The case centered on claims that contributions totaling around 19 billion pesos, roughly $13 million, had not been paid during 2024 and 2025. Because of that investigation, Tapia's legal situation was already attracting significant attention. What remains unclear is whether those issues had any impact inside Argentina's locker room before the final. After the defeat, social media filled with theories promoted by some streamers and public figures. Among the claims were allegations that the final had been influenced in Spain's favor, or that Argentina's players had been placed under pressure because of the investigation involving Tapia. Supporters of those theories also pointed to Messi's pre-match message, telling his teammates to forget about everything, suggesting it referred to events away from the pitch rather than the match itself. However, neither the AFA nor any member of the squad has confirmed that interpretation, and there is no public evidence linking Messi's comments to those rumors. The speculation did not end there. Another theory gained even more attention, this time involving FIFA President Gianni Infantino and the structure of the tournament itself. Throughout the 2026 World Cup, Some fans and commentators claimed FIFA had shaped the competition to favor a particular outcome. One of the main topics was a change to the process used to determine the knockout bracket before the tournament, with critics arguing that the revised format created a semi-final lineup they believed benefited certain teams. Those claims have remained the subject of debate, but no evidence has publicly confirmed that the tournament was manipulated or predetermined. Before long, the debate expanded beyond the events on the pitch and turned toward the tournament structure. Ahead of the 2026 World Cup, the 4 highest-ranked teams in the FIFA rankings, Spain, Argentina, France, and England, were placed on separate paths, so they could not meet until the semi-finals. While FIFA presented the format as part of the competition structure, some critics question whether the arrangement gave certain teams a more favorable route. In Argentina, even broader claims began circulating. One widely shared theory alleged that FIFA President Gianni Infantino had reached a private agreement with UEFA to help ensure a European team would win the tournament in exchange for political backing in future FIFA elections. Those allegations spread rapidly online, but no public evidence has been presented to support them. The controversy also sparked an online petition that attracted widespread attention. The petition argued that the tournament had not been conducted fairly and included the question, why should the rest of the world compete when the winner is already known? Reports claim the campaign gathered more than 23 million signatures, with widely shared figures placing the total at 23,316,108. Regardless of the exact number, the petition became another sign of how emotional and divided the conversation had become after the final. As the speculation continued to grow, AFA President Claudio Tapia eventually addressed the public. After remaining silent for several days, he urged supporters to avoid being swept up by rumors and focus on verified information. In his statement, he warned, "Do not be deceived by the lies and the systematic campaigns that aim only to destabilize us." By that stage, the story had grown far beyond football. The final was no longer being remembered only for Spain's victory, but also for the investigations, public debate, and wave of claims that continued to dominate headlines long after the trophy had been lifted. The controversy surrounding Argentina did not begin with the World Cup final. Days earlier, FIFA had already opened a separate investigation following events that took place after Argentina's semi-final victory over England in Atlanta. After the 2-1 win, defender Lisandro Martinez and unused substitute Giovanni Lo Celso were seen holding a banner that read "Las Malvinas son Argentinas," which translates to "The Falklands are Argentinian." As celebrations continued, television cameras showed Lo Celso receiving the banner from supporters in the stands before displaying it alongside teammates including Lisandro Martinez, Christian Romero, and Nicolas Otamendi. According to media reports, the banner had been brought into the stadium by a fan after being concealed in clothing. Reports also claimed it had been made from a hotel bedsheet using paint purchased from a local store. Those details quickly spread across news outlets and social media, adding even more attention to an already sensitive moment. The display sparked political reactions beyond football. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer supported calls for FIFA to examine the incident, while Liberal Democrat leader Ed Davey argued that the players involved should not be allowed to participate in the final against Spain. FIFA confirmed that it had opened an investigation into the banner, but decided not to suspend any players before the World Cup final. Even so, the disciplinary review remained active, meaning Argentina entered the biggest match of the tournament with another major issue already hanging over the squad. Another theory soon gained traction among some supporters in Argentina. According to that claim, FIFA chose not to suspend the players involved in the Falklands banner investigation before the final, but instead allowed them to compete while treating the team unfairly during the tournament. Supporters of this theory argued that displaying the banner was the real issue and that losing to Spain was, in their view, the consequence.
Argentina versus Spain. I can't tell you how passionately Viva España I am. I am so Viva España. It is unbelievable.
Viva España. I've got no.
I'm going to buy a Spain shirt. I'm actually going to. I'm going to sacrifice my principle of not wearing a shirt. I'm going to wear a Spain. I can't tell you how Spanish I am. I'm wearing a Spain shirt. I'm Spanish. for the next couple of days. I'm Rory out of Andalusia. I am. I drink nothing but Cruz Campo. I eat nothing but paella. I am Spanish.
There is no public evidence supporting those allegations, and FIFA has not indicated that the result of the match was influenced in any way. The banner controversy also reminded many fans of a previous disciplinary case. After a friendly against Slovenia in 2014, Argentina was fined 30,000 Swiss francs by FIFA's disciplinary committee following the display of a banner carrying the same slogan. More than a decade later, the issue resurfaced on football's biggest stage, leading to another investigation alongside the other disciplinary matters from the 2026 World Cup. By the end of the tournament, Argentina was facing multiple separate FIFA reviews, making it one of the most closely examined teams in the competition. The renewed attention also brought older controversies back into the spotlight. Following the 2022 World Cup final in Qatar, goalkeeper Emiliano Martinez faced criticism after making a widely discussed gesture with the Golden Glove trophy and later appearing in dressing room celebrations that included remarks directed at Kylian Mbappe. FIFA ultimately issued a financial penalty rather than individual sporting sanctions. Attention also returned to Enzo Fernandez. Before the 2026 tournament, he publicly apologized after sharing a video featuring a team chant that the French Football Federation said was racist and discriminatory. Those earlier incidents were frequently cited in discussions about Argentina's disciplinary record as scrutiny increased after the 2026 final. Later that same year, Emiliano Martinez received a 2-match suspension after again drawing disciplinary attention for a trophy celebration. When viewed alongside previous incidents, the 2014 Falklands banner, the 2026 banner investigation, Martinez's celebrations, Enzo Fernandez's controversial chant, disciplinary action during World Cup qualifying, and the confrontations after the 2026 final, many commentators argued that Argentina's disciplinary history had become an important part of the conversation. For that reason, some observers suggested FIFA's review would likely consider not only the events of the final, but also the broader context. FIFA's disciplinary code, including Article 1.3, allows officials to examine conduct that may affect the reputation of the sport, with any decisions based on the specific facts of each case. There are several well-known examples of FIFA imposing significant sanctions in the past. Former Spanish Football Federation President Luis Rubiales received a 3-year ban following the incident at the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup final. Luis Suarez was also suspended for 4 months after biting an opponent during the 2014 FIFA World Cup. Those cases are often referenced when discussing the range of disciplinary measures available under FIFA regulations, although every investigation is assessed individually. Another point that attracted attention after the final was the limited number of public apologies from the main figures involved in the post-match confrontation. Instead, many players focused on expressing disappointment over the result. Leandro Paredes, for example, shared a message on Instagram that read, "Thank you, Argentina. I love you today and always. Today I write with a heavy heart, having been unable to bring our country the joy it so richly deserves, but with a chest full of pride for having given everything we had." His statement centered on the defeat and his appreciation for the supporters rather than addressing the incidents that occurred after the final whistle. Paredes described it as an honor to represent what he called the best Argentine national team in history. His message focused on pride, gratitude, and the disappointment of falling short, but it did not mention the post-match confrontation or the incidents that later became part of FIFA's investigation. Enzo Fernandez shared a similar message, writing, "Wearing the jersey is the greatest honor of my career." Like several of his teammates, he reflected on the pain of defeat and the pride of representing Argentina. His statement did not address his sending off during the match or the disciplinary issues that followed. Those omissions quickly became another talking point as fans and commentators continued debating the events of the final. Lionel Messi also remained publicly silent about the confrontation after the match. Before the final, he had attracted attention by wearing custom Adidas boots with the words "The Last Tango" printed on the sole, and by sharing an emotional message with his Argentina teammates. After the defeat, however, he chose not to comment publicly on the post-match scenes. Instead, one of the lasting images of the night was Messi sitting alone on the grass, watching Spain celebrate before collecting his silver medal. That image immediately raised another question that has dominated football discussions ever since. Was this the final chapter of Messi's international career? The timing added even more emotion to the moment. It was at the same MetLife Stadium where Messi announced his retirement from international football after Argentina's defeat to Chile in the 2016 Copa America final, a decision he later reversed. Returning to that same stadium for another heartbreaking defeat naturally led to fresh speculation about his future. As of now, Messi has not announced his retirement from international football. According to Argentine journalist Gaston Edul of TIC Sports, he is not expected to make an immediate decision. Reports also suggest that the Argentine Football Association hopes to organize a future home match that would properly celebrate the captain's career if he eventually decides to bring his international journey to a close. For now, the uncertainty remains, leaving supporters around the world waiting to see whether the last tango has truly reached its final note. At 39 years old, Lionel Messi has given no public sign that he is ready to retire from international football, even though the 2026 tournament is widely expected to have been his final World Cup. His contract with Inter Miami runs through the 2028 MLS season, making it clear that his club career is set to continue regardless of what he decides with Argentina. Before the tournament, Messi was asked whether he could still be part of the 2030 World Cup. His answer was characteristically open-ended. As long as I can contribute, feel good physically, and help my teammates. Rather than making bold promises or firm announcements, he left the decision to time and his physical condition. Although Argentina fell short in the final, Messi still received individual recognition. FIFA included his long-range goal against Algeria on the shortlist for the tournament's Goal of the Tournament award. It was one of the few bright moments after Spain lifted the trophy and Rodri was named the Golden Ball winner as the competition's best player. Across 6 World Cups, Messi finished with 21 goals and 8 assists for Argentina. Alongside Cristiano Ronaldo, he became one of only 2 players in football history to appear in 6 different World Cup tournaments. Those achievements only added to the emotion surrounding what many believe was his final appearance on the sport's biggest stage. After the final whistle, one moment stood out above the rest. While emotions ran high around him, Messi was seen shaking hands with Spain's players before quietly walking away. Former England goalkeeper Joe Hart summed it up during the BBC's coverage, saying, "There was one man on the pitch who did have class, and that was Lionel Messi, who shook hands with every one of those Spanish players." Spain's young star, Lamine Yamal, also went directly to Messi after the match to offer words of comfort, creating one of the night's most memorable images. The focus now turns to FIFA and what happens next. The governing body has confirmed an investigation into the incidents that followed Argentina's defeat to Spain. A disciplinary review is underway to examine the confrontations after the final whistle and determine whether any further action is appropriate. At this stage, FIFA has not announced when the investigation will conclude or whether sanctions will be issued, leaving one of the most controversial World Cup finals in recent memory without a final chapter. Argentine defender Nahuel Molina and midfielder Leandro Paredes became 2 of the main figures in the post-match confrontation, with Paredes at the center of the incident involving a red card that briefly appeared on official systems before later disappearing. Thiago Almada and assistant coach Roberto Ayala have also been mentioned in reports connected to FIFA's ongoing review. With players, substitutes, and members of the coaching staff all involved in different moments, the investigation has grown far beyond a single on-field dispute. At the same time, FIFA was already reviewing Argentina's display of the Falklands political banner following the semi-final victory over England. That means Argentina finished the tournament with 2 separate FIFA investigations unfolding at once, making the aftermath of the 2026 World Cup almost as memorable as the football itself. History has left many fans wondering what happens next. Previous disciplinary cases involving Argentina have often resulted in financial penalties rather than lengthy sporting sanctions. Because of that, opinions remain divided over whether FIFA will issue stronger punishments this time or once again limit its response to fines and official warnings. Until the investigation is complete, no final decision has been announced. Meanwhile, online debate continues to grow. A petition calling for the World Cup final to be replayed has attracted tens of thousands of signatures, while conspiracy theories and heated arguments continue to spread across social media. Whether those claims have merit or not, they have kept this final in the headlines long after the trophy presentation ended. Spain left New Jersey as world champions. Argentina left with difficult questions, ongoing investigations, and a story that is still unfolding. The disappearing red card, the disciplinary reviews, the political controversy, and the emotional farewell images of Lionel Messi have combined to create one of the most talked about World Cup finales in recent memory. Now it's your turn. Do you think this was the last time Lionel Messi wore the famous Albiceleste shirt at a World Cup? And what do you think FIFA should do once its investigation is finished? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We read as many as we can, and we'd love to hear your opinion. If you enjoyed this video and want more in-depth football stories, major controversies, and the biggest moments from around the world, make sure you like the video, subscribe to Matchio, and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Your support helps the channel grow and allows us to keep bringing you more football content every week. Thanks for watching, take care, and peace.